Okay, welcome everybody. So our last Zoom only session today will be hybrid after this. So get yourself comfortable and ready to start. Let's see how you're doing today. Feel what's going on with your breathing. And notice if your nose is stuffed and you need to breathe through your mouth, that's okay. But we do encourage in yoga that you breathe in and out through the nose. And don't force your breath ever. So if you notice you're forcing your breath or you're holding your breath, then just back off a little bit, pause till you reconnect with your breathing, and then reconnect with the class. All right. So take just a few more breaths in. Notice how your posture is before you try and adjust anything. Just feel if your natural position when you get ready for class is super relaxed or a little tense. You don't need to change anything. We'll do that as we practice, as we connect our bodies and our mind and our breath. Good. So sitting nice and tall, lift your chest and just look up slightly. Good. And then keeping your chest lifted, bring your chin towards your chest. And let's go back and forth, chin up and down. Go at your own pace. So if I'm going too fast for you, you can go a little bit slower or vice versa. Let's bring the head back to center. Looking forward, turn your face from one side to the other, keeping the back of your neck long so you're not jutting your chin forward or up. And then the next time you bring your head to center, stay there. We'll tilt right ear towards right shoulder. You can reach your right arm out and overhead and just let your arm drape on your head. Left hand can stretch down by the side of your chair. And then let your head float back up from wherever it was. And always, as I teach, it will be like you're looking in a mirror. So your head's now going to go to the left. And if you want, your left arm can come up overhead and right hand reach down at your side. Let's feel what that's like as you take a couple of breaths here. And then release your head. If you're holding it, bring yourself up to center. Let's begin to circle the shoulders, coming forward, up, back, and down. And as you continue to make shoulder circles, I will move to my other chair and we'll move on with our warm-ups. So set yourself up so that you're not leaning into the back of the chair. You're a little forward. The feet are on the floor, separated a little bit, toes pointing forward. And your posture is such that there's a right angle at your ankle and at your knee and basically at your hips. So you don't want to collapse back, but you'll feel a difference when you shift forward or back on your sit bones. So take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, round back, let your body curl back, belly hugging in, making a kind of a C curve, and then sit up tall. And from there, tilt forward, hinging at the hips, keeping the back nice and flat and long, head in line. And then we'll alternate. Again, you can choose how slow or fast to go. I like to do this fairly slowly. So I'm moving back to center on every inhalation, and I'm either rounding or tilting forward on my exhalations. Just gives me time to feel each position a little longer. Do another round or two on your own. If you ever need to stop before I do, that's always okay too. Or anything that doesn't feel right in your body, just don't feel you have to do it. Always okay to pause or modify. Okay, coming back to center. All right, let's stretch the sides. Left hand can hold the side of the chair as your right arm reaches up, slightly over. Keeping that shoulder back. Breathe. Try to keep that right sit bone pressing into your chair seat. And then come back to center, switching sides, left arm reaching up and across. And returning to center. Okay, let's do a twist by extending the arms up first. So as you inhale, stretch your arms up. And as you exhale, begin to turn your waist and your chest to the right. Let your arms float down. So your right arm is behind you, left arm in front. And you're breathing here. Just bringing the arms to about shoulder height or wherever it's comfortable. Next inhale, let's stretch the arms up as we pivot back to center. And then exhale, twisting to the left, arms coming down, and breathe. Next inhale, reach up, unwind back to center, and float the arms out and down. Let's walk the feet out a little bit wider. And keeping that flat back, we'll hinge again from the hip. Feel how that's a little different with the legs wider. And then we'll add a little twist here. So bringing your right shoulder in towards the midline and coming up. And then left shoulder tilting in and down and coming up. And right shoulder again, tilting in and coming up, and left shoulder tilting in and coming up. Good. Take a few breaths. I just want to make sure my volume is up high enough for you to all hear me. Okay, that may be a little bit better since I'm farther from the computer. All right, we're going to do our sun salutation, which is a flow of movement. So each action is accompanied by either an inhale or an exhale. And it gets everything moving. So palms come together at your heart. We'll take a breath in here and let it out. Next, inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, gentle bow forward. You can go as far or as little as you like. As you inhale, let's all meet in that flat back. Just get that hinge at the hip. And then exhale, relax your head and neck. Next, inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in and out. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, relax head and neck. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in and out. Let's add on. Inhaling to cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up and tilt. Inhale up. Twist. Inhale, center and twist. Inhale, center. Hands to heart. Full breath in and out from the beginning. Now inhaling up and exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, relax head and neck. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up and tilt. Inhale up. Twist. Inhale, center and twist. Inhale, center, hands to heart. Full breath in and out. Let's go right on to the next piece. We'll inhale, right arm up, back of your left hand, inside the left knee. You're leaning to the left, sliding your fingers down as far as you want, looking up as you exhale. Inhale, rising up, switch the arm positions, and other side. Leaning to the right, looking up. Inhale, both arms reach up, and exhale, hands glide down to your heart. Full breath in, let it out. Let's do the whole thing. So inhaling from the beginning, reach up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, relax head and neck. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up and tilt. Inhale, up. Twist. Inhale, center and twist. Inhale, center, hands to heart. Inhale, right arm up, back of the left hand down. Slide the hand down, looking up. Inhale, rise up, switch sides. And again, next inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in and out. Again, from the beginning, inhaling up and exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, relax head and neck. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up and tilt. Inhale, up. Twist. Inhale, center and twist. Inhale, center, hands to heart. Inhale, right arm up, back of the left hand down. Looking up as you lean to the left. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, other side. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in. And let's go for another round. Inhaling up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, relax head and neck. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up and tilt. Inhale, up. Twist. Inhale, center and twist. Inhale, center, hands to heart. Inhale, right arm up, back of the left hand down. Lean to the left as you look up. Inhale, come up, switch sides. Other side. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a big breath in, arms reaching out and up. And exhale, open the arms out wide, float the hands down. And as your hands come down to rest, you can walk your feet in towards each other. If you need a little break, you can sit back in your chair now, slide all the way back, relax your legs so you're not relying on them for any of your support for a moment. And just let your breath slow down. Notice if everything's kind of speeded up a little bit. And don't worry if you find you're not aware of the things that I may call your attention to. It's just a question of practice. So in time, some things that I'm saying may suddenly connect that didn't make sense before. All right, while we're relaxed, lift the right foot and make circles at the ankle. So drawing a big letter O with your toes. And then changing the direction. And then flex foot and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. And flex and point. And release. Other foot. Circle at the ankle. And reverse. And then flex the foot and point. Flex and point. Flex and point and flex and point and release. All right. So you can hold the edges of the seat and just lightly pressing your hands down. That can kind of help you sit up a little taller. So let's slide forward on the chair again. If you slid back, make sure again your ankles are under your knees, toes pointing forward. And just feel the support you get from your legs. So as you press your left foot into the floor, you may notice your right foot kind of almost floats up. Let it just rise up very gently on its own. And then bring it down. And then press into the right foot and let your left foot float up a little bit. Good. And now we're going to gradually roll through the feet. So roll, lift the right heel, roll up to the front of the foot, the toes as high as you can, and then slowly roll back down. Going through each part of the foot. And then the left, roll from heel, lifting, gradually coming to the toes, still lightly keeping them on the floor, and then rolling back down. Let's do that again on each side, rolling up through the right foot, and slowly coming down, and through the left, and coming down. Good. And now lifting just the toes of your right foot. Start by just tapping lightly. So your heel stays on the floor. You're tapping the toes, front of the foot. And then we're going to alternate tapping to the outside and then forward, out and in, out and in, out and in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and hold. Other foot. So start by just tapping. Right? You know what that does in your ankle and your calf, especially now as we start to turn from out to forward, out and in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and in. Let it go. So now we're going to relax the leg. So we're going to lift the right leg, but we're going to support it with our arms. So we're going to make the little cradle with your fingers interlaced under that thigh. And let your leg just be heavy. Relax the ankle. So your lower leg is just hanging there. And with your hands and arms, you're creating some circles. So if you're drawing circles with your knee joint. Lubricating that hip, ball and socket joint. So important for our continued mobility. And then change the direction of the circles. Draw that knee in towards your chest. And then see if you can grasp around the front of the knee or shin with your right hand. And try lifting your chest. So try not to collapse back, but at the same time you're drawing your leg in, you're lifting your chest. And then maintaining that. See how wide you can open that knee to the side. And bring it back to center. And again, open it wide. And bring it back to center. Good. Open it wide. This time, keep the knee out wide. And see if you can reach your other hand under the heel of your foot. So you're lifting, you're trying to relax the right knee down. Lift the right foot up, flexing that foot. See if you can rest the sole or the outer edge of that foot on top of your left thigh, just above the knee. If it's too hard to get there, you can straighten the left leg, right, which brings the knee a little lower, or even bring your foot below the knee. Right? So I'm going to stay with this. You know, this is a more challenging position, but I think some of you may find you can do it. We're opening that hip joint, keeping the leg turned out. Foot is flexed to protect the knee joint. And then you can hold onto the sides of the chair again for maintaining that good posture, maybe even tilting slightly forward. You don't get a lot of stretch just trying to sit up tall. Take a few breaths. Good, and then you can assist with your hands to just release that leg, bring the foot to the floor. Take a moment to notice how the two sides may feel different after doing just one. And then we'll do the other side. So starting with that lifting of the leg, interlacing your fingers and letting your leg relax. Relax the ankle. So let your lower leg be floppy. And with your hands, making this circular action in the hip joint. Very passive, right? So we don't want the muscles to engage as we do that. We want the leg to relax. Change the direction of the circles. We're getting ready for that deeper hip stretch. And then bring that knee in towards the center. See if you can reach your left hand around and hug that leg in close to your chest, lifting your chest towards the knee as well. And from there, open the leg as wide as you can. Come back to center. Open it wide. And come back to center. But this time, open it wide. And then try to let the knee rest down into your hand. Your right hand can slide under the left heel. Flex the left foot. And gently see if you can draw that foot across to rest the outer edge of the foot on top of the right knee, right? Or do those modifications. Straighten the right leg or slide the foot down below the knee. Okay? Try and sit up tall. Holding onto the chair may help you keep that length through the side body, shoulders back, and perhaps adding a little hinge at the hip. Good. Gently release out of this and bring both feet to the floor. And take a moment to make some circles with your shoulders. Good. Lifting your hands. Let's make circles at the wrists. And then reverse the direction. Extending just your right arm out, put the palm face up. See if you can point the fingers slightly down, and with your other hand, draw the fingertips back towards you, pressing the arm forward as you pull the fingertips back. Take a few breaths. And release. Other side. Left palm up, fingers slanting down, and then gently pulling the fingertips back. Getting deeper flexion in that wrist joint and breathing. And release. Okay, let's sweep that right arm up and try to keep your elbow lifting up and bend the elbow. So your fingertips come to your shoulder or the back of your neck, wherever you can touch lightly. You want to keep that upper arm close to your ear so your other hand can help spin the bicep in close, support the upper arm to lift the elbow higher, or even reach overhead if that's available to draw the elbow farther back. Take a few breaths. Just feel the stretch. And then release that arm, shake it out. Other side, left arm lifting. Bend the elbow so your fingers come back behind the neck or the shoulder. Support that upper arm, so bringing it close to your ear, lifting it towards the ceiling, maybe reaching overhead to draw the elbow farther back. So always do the variation that works best for you. If it's difficult for you to get that elbow vertical, then keep your hand in front and keep working towards that. Okay, let's release, shake out the arm. Take a deep breath, arms reaching out and up. And exhale, arms reaching out and down. Okay, I'm going to lean a little forward now and rest my left forearm on my thighs. Right palm, I'm going to turn face up and pull my elbow back like I'm getting ready to punch someone. Right? Elbow is going to stay lifted behind me without turning my torso, and then straighten the arm back. So elbow is bending, your fist comes towards your armpit, and then extending back, bending and extending, bend, extend, bend, extend, one more, bend, extend, and release. Other side. You can lean slightly forward, resting your right forearm on your thigh, turn the left palm up, draw the elbow way back, and then straighten the arm back behind you and bend, keeping the elbow high, and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. One more time, bend and straighten and release. Good. Take a big shrug, shoulders up towards the ears, big breath in, hold it in, and exhale, let it all go. And again, shrugging the shoulders way up, big breath in, and let it go. Okay. All right. See if you can reach behind you a little bit to the sides, using your hands along the side of the chair, or maybe even the seat behind you. So I'm going to slide forward on my chair, squeeze my elbows towards each other. So you feel your shoulder blades hugging in, chest lifts. It's like a bird tucking your wings on your back, your heart lifting way up, and then maybe even looking up just slightly. So try not to let your head drop back. You're just creating a seated variation of a cobra pose, getting a little bit more of an arch in the upper back. Take a few breaths and then relax. We'll do one more cobra pose. So sitting tall, lifting up through the sides of your ribs, drawing the upper arm bones back without pulling the shoulders down. You're just squeezing the shoulder blades in towards each other as you lift your chest, looking up slightly, heart coming forward and up. Breathing here. And then release. Then relax the arms. And we'll move down a little bit more into our legs and hips. So we're going to open that right leg out to the side and just taking the whole leg out and then bring it back. Just feel that shift in the hip joint, opening wide and back to center, and opening and center, and opening and center. Other side, open the leg wide, come back to center. So try to keep your body still facing forward. You're not turning your upper body, you're just opening at the hip joint. One more time. Good. This time, let's open the right leg out to the side. Now, there's options here for this pose. We're going to do a seated warrior 2 pose. If you stay towards the front edge of your chair, you may even want to slide a little bit over to your left so that your left sit bone is kind of off the chair. Try not to lean to the right. So both feet can stay anchored right where they are. Try to keep your chest facing the front of the chair. If you want to try to take it a little deeper, a little closer approximation to the standing version, you can walk that left foot out on a diagonal. So I like to kind of heel toe it out. So I end with the toes turned slightly in and I get the legs straight, right? So you have to figure out what amount of going to the side and going forward is best for you. And if that just doesn't work, come back to the bent knee position where we started, okay? So sit tall. Imagine you're standing on your feet. Even though we're not, we got the chair for support, and it's a very deep stretch here in the hips. Let's inhale the arms out wide to the side, and then just turn your gaze. Look towards the fingertips of your right hand. Take a few breaths. And from here, bring your left hand to your hip or your thigh. Turn the right palm up. And we'll arc up a little bit for this reverse warrior. And now extending your right arm out, reach your whole body. So your upper body is facing forward, but extending to the right, bend that right forearm, resting your elbow, your forearm on your thigh. Shoulders are back. Make sure your head is back in line with your tailbone. And then left arm can reach up, palm facing your head. You can stay here or bring that arm even closer towards your ear for a deeper side angle stretch. Breathe. And then come all the way back up. Gradually bring both feet in towards the center. And we'll shift to the other side. So this time left leg is opening out, and I'm going to stay near the front of my chair and slide a little bit to my right. So I'm making space to try that leg extension on this side. You can keep the right knee bent with the toes forward, knee over ankle, or walk that right foot diagonally to the side and forward as much as you need, ending with the whole sole of the foot on the floor, legs straight, toes turned in, upper body facing forward and lifting equally through both sides of the torso. Inhale, arms extend out, turn and gaze to your left and breathe. And then turn the left palm up, right hand can come to your hip or thigh. Stretch the left arm up, arcing back just slightly. And as you inhale, reach up to center and then extend your whole upper body over to the left. Bending your elbow and resting your forearm on your thigh. Make sure your shoulders and head stay back in line with your tailbone. Right arm can reach up, palm facing your head. You can bring that arm as close to your ear as you're comfortable, but try not to let the arm go in front of your face. And so keep it more towards where your ear is than where your nose is. And keep breathing. Good, let's inhale, coming all the way up. And gently walk the feet back in. Coming back to center. Okay. So let's do our eagle pose. I'm going to bring the feet close together, and we have options for both the arms and the legs in this pose. So the feet can stay hugging together, knees and ankles touching, right? Squeezing. The key to this pose is squeezing in, but at the same time trying to expand out, right? Strange concept, all right? So you can stay here. You can cross right ankle in front of left and just squeeze the legs together here. Or if you want to try crossing right knee over the left, and then don't let your right foot stick way out to the side. Try and squeeze the outer foot against the left leg. Okay? Sit as tall as you can. Start with the arms now in cactus. And here are your options here. You can just bring the arms as close together as possible, hugging the elbows and forearms and palms together. Okay. Next variation, you can slide the right arm a little lower and see if you can hook your left elbow over your right and then press the backs of the hands together, or even wrap your right fingers around your left thumb. But keeping the fingers pointing up, keeping your chest lifted. Take as deep a breath as you can. Maybe lift the elbows a little higher. And then look up towards your fingertips and gradually bring your elbows down towards your knees. So you're looking past the fingertips, breathing, and gently release arms and legs. Good. Circle your shoulders a few times. And we'll do the other side. So legs coming close together, right? First variation, or left ankle in front of right, legs hugging in still, or left knee over the right, squeezing the lower legs and the thighs together. Start again in cactus. And either just bring the forearms to touch as close as you can, or slip the left elbow a little under the right this time, crossing right over left, and backs of hands pressing, or fingers grasping, right thumb is kind of being held by your left fingers. Sit up tall, big breath in, chest as open as you can, lift the elbows a little higher, and then looking past your fingertips, reach your elbows forward and down. Breathe here. And then release. Good, release everything. Circle your shoulders. All right. Let's move out of that tight position and move into a lunge. So now we're going to turn to the right, staying at the front of the chair. So you might want to hold on to the back of the seat. Right thigh right at the front edge of the chair, so you can let your left knee drop down in front of the chair. Right? Start by just relaxing that left leg as much as you can. Right? If you tense that leg, that's when you tend to get a cramp. Right? So we want to try and relax the leg as we're getting into this pose. And if you lean a little bit forward, just slightly, see if you can slide your left foot farther back. Maybe tuck the toes under, even press back through the heel. But feel if you're starting to get a cramp or a constriction in your low back. So take a moment to bow your head, take a big breath like you were filling up the back of your waist, inflating a balloon back there. And then belly hugging in, gradually curl up from the bottom of your torso, lifting up through your waist, and then your chest, and then your head. Let's inhale that left arm out towards the screen, and then exhale, reach up and overhead. Inhale, open that arm wide. Exhale, reach up and overhead. One more time. Inhale, open out wide. Exhale, reach up and over. And then just reach back up to center, pause, lean forward a moment so you can relax that back leg again and slide the foot in, and then scoot all the way against the back of your chair. Right hand is going to slide over towards the left side of the chair back as your left hand comes around. So you're going to use your hands to help you turn your torso. Rib cage turns, chest turns, head turns. You're looking over the back of your chair, keeping the legs hugging together and breathing. And then gently release. Come back to center. So when we use the chair that way for twisting, you might be able to get a little deeper in your twist. Let's do the other side, starting with the lunge. So turning to the left, stay at the front of the chair, relax your right knee down. Pause there. Let that leg relax first. And then leaning a little forward. See if you can slide the right toes farther back, maybe tuck them under, perhaps even pressing the ball of the foot down, the heel back. Breathe into the back of your waist. So bow your head a moment just to feel that filling at the back waist, and keeping that, belly starts to hug in as you gradually curl up through your spine, bottom, waist, chest, and then right arm reaching out towards me. Exhale, reaching up and overhead towards the back of your chair. Inhale, open the arm. Exhale, reach up and over. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach up and over. And then inhale back to center. Release your arm. Relax the back leg. Slide the foot in. And bring both legs close together, sitting all the way back towards the back of your chair. Left hand is going to slide across to the right side, right hand coming around, and then twisting. Legs are hugging, turning your upper body from the waist, breathing deeply. Legs are stabilized by the position on the chair. And gently unwind. Good. Make your way back, facing the front of your chair. Pausing for a moment. And then let's finish up here with a couple of lion poses, waking up our face, right? So this is the only yoga pose that involves sound. Most of you know it, but just as a review, on the inhalation, we'll curl our fingers into a fist, scrunch up your face like you ate something really sour. Squeeze your eyes shut, squeeze your mouth. And then on the exhalation, fingers extend out, showing your claws, eyes open wide and look up, tongue sticks out and down, and we roar. Ah. Okay. So we'll do 3 lion poses. We'll take a breath in between each one. So start by just relaxing as you take a breath in and let it out. First lion, fingers curl in, face scrunches, and stretch. Ah, and relax. Full breath in and out. Second lion, fingers curling in, face scrunch, and stretch. Ah, relax, breathing in and out. Last lion, fingers scrunch, face scrunches, and stretch. Ah, and let it go. All right, rock a little side to side. Just feel that shift on your sitting bones and make some easy circles with your whole torso. And then change the direction of the circles. And as you come back to sit upright, let's do a seated variation of our chair pose. So we're not going to get up yet. We're just going to feel what it's like to hinge at the hip, press the feet down, and keep the shoulders back, right? Head in line with the spine. Right? Just feel your abdominal muscles engage as you do that. You may start to feel your leg muscles engaging. Breathe. And release. And then let's do another chair pose, seated chair pose, adding the arms. So hinging at the hip, tilting forward. You can keep your hands back by the sides of the chair or your hips, or extend the arms forward, but at the same time, hugging your shoulders back. Hands can come to shoulder height or lift higher. Feet pressing down, belly hugging in, and breathe. And gently release. Okay. Now we're going to come up to stand. And I suggest basically you're doing the same thing as your chair pose, but if you walk your feet back a little bit, they're a little bit more under your thighs than under your knees. So that when you hinge forward, there's a little more angle in your legs from at the ankle and at the knee, right? You've got the angle at your hip as you're hinging forward. You can hold the sides of the chair if you're feeling unsure about getting up, but do try to look forward rather than down. Right? Lift your heart as you press your feet down. Think of blasting off towards the ceiling and come all the way up to stand. All right, you can come around behind your chair. I'm going to move my chair to the side so that you can see the shapes that I'm making. So you're standing facing me, I'm to the side, but facing the back of my chair. Hands just lightly resting on the chair back. And let's start by doing those heel lifts, rising up towards the balls of the feet and slowly coming down. And take your time. Try to keep the weight balanced across the whole ball of the foot as you rise up and as you lower down. Right? So that you're not just rocking forward, you're coming up and down, staying more vertical. Good. And then take the feet a little bit wider apart. Bending your knees. You're tipping slightly forward. Keep your right knee bent and reach your left toes way back. Lightly touch the toes to the floor. Take a moment to see how that feels. You're in a deep lunge here. Right knee is bent. Take a breath in. See if you can lengthen down through your tailbone, lift up through your belly and chest, and breathe. So now we're in a high lunge, using the chair for balance. You can also think of hugging isometrically front to back with your legs. That will also help with your stability. And then just to play with balance, you can try lifting one arm at a time, bringing that down and lifting the other. If you feel really steady, you can keep the hands close to the chair, just if you're not sure, and maybe float them up an inch or two. And if you need the chair, you just bring one or both hands back down. Pause for a moment. Let's straighten both legs and let the back heel pivot a little bit so you can bring that heel to the floor. So now both legs are straight and I'm hinging at the hip with straight legs, bringing my chest forward. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then I'm going to bend into the front knee as I lift the back heel, parallel that back leg, and begin to step the back foot in closer. Good. As I step in, start to float your left foot up in the air, flexing the foot, toes straight down. You can keep your right knee bent or straighten that leg as much as you're comfortable. We're going to reach over the chair back. So see if you can reach all the way over the top of the chair and bring just one hand at a time onto the chair seat. Okay. If you feel steady enough, keeping just your left hand on the chair seat, you may be able to extend your right arm out. This is a Warrior 3 variation, very strengthening and working on balance, even though we're using the chair. Breathe. And then both hands on the chair as you bring your leg down and come all the way up. Okay. Other side. So again, check that your feet are a little bit wider than hip distance. Bend your knees. Hinge at the hip. This time, keep your left knee bent. Reach your right toes back, just lightly touching the toes. Starting here in this lunge, tail goes down, waist moves back, belly hugging in, chest lifting. Breathing, hugging the legs isometrically for balance. See how this feels. Try one arm at a time, stretching up. And then keeping your shoulders back and your chest lifted. I like to play with just floating both hands up a little bit off the chair. And then I can always bring the fingers down for stability. Okay, from here, we're going to straighten both legs, pivot the back foot so the heel comes down, and then hinging forward from the hip with straight legs, this pyramid pose. Feel the stretch in the legs as you hinge forward and breathe. And then bending the left knee, lift the right heel, parallel that leg. Gradually step that foot in, getting all your weight on your left foot. Lift up through your belly, keeping the left knee bent or straightening it as you lift the right leg up, flex that right foot, try to keep the toes pointing down. Heel is lifting, and as the foot lifts, you keep stretching your chest forward over the chair back. This time, try bringing the right hand down onto the chair seat. And if you need more support, left hand can stay on the chair back or come to the seat, or you can extend the left arm out in front of you. Breathe. So I'm feeling a little wobbly today. You may feel all little shifts in your balance. Take a few breaths And then bring the hands down if they're lifted, feet down, come all the way up to stand. All right, I'm going to face you, but again, you're facing your chair, so you can use one or both hands on the chair in front of you. We're going to take the feet wider for triangle pose. So you can bend your knees a little bit as you walk the feet out away from each other. We want to end with the feet as wide as you're able to get them, left foot pointing forward with the toes. Turn your right foot out to the side. But then take a moment to lift up through your middle and try to open your chest to keep that facing the chair, even though your right leg is turned to the side, okay? You can keep your right hand on the chair or your hip, okay? Left hand can stretch out to the side or can come to your left hip, right? So play with the options that work for you in terms of balance. You want to be sure you're not pushing your pelvis forward. So if you think of moving your upper thighs back and at the same time extending your tailbone down and hugging your navel in, that will help align your posture. Okay. We're going to tip the hips to the left and the upper body is going to extend to the right. Right hand can just keep holding the chair. Try to keep your chest open. Right? Left arm can reach for the sky. Breathe. And if you feel very steady and balanced, right hand can come to your leg. Breathe. Good. And then let's come out of the pose. Always remember, you don't have to hold as long as I do. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So bring the feet back to parallel for a moment, and then we'll do the other side. So left leg turning out, upper body facing the center. Here also, you can think of that isometric hugging side to side. Upper thighs, think of pressing them back, tailbone down, belly hugging in. And then getting ready for triangle pose to the left. You're hinging now at the top of that left thigh. So your hips move a little to the right, torso extends to the left. One or both hands can always stay on your chair. Right? If you feel steady enough, left hand can come to your left leg, right arm can reach for the sky, or just one or the other. Breathe. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Turn the feet parallel, walk them back in towards each other. Standing with the feet parallel, coming into Tadasana, or mountain pose. So feet are parallel, ankles about 4 to 6 inches apart. Hips are directly over the ankles, shoulders over hips. Arms can reach down, chest is lifted, belly gently engaged to support you, and take a few breaths. Crown of your head lengthening upward as your feet are grounded into the floor. And then with your next inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, open the arms, float them out and down. And again, big inhale up. Exhale, release. One more breath. In. And exhale, arms come down. Relax your body, making your way back to your chair, and have a seat for a few moments of Shavasana, relaxation. So as you sit, you're welcome to lean back in your chair if you'd like. You don't have to. If you feel better sitting up, that's fine. But let this be a moment. It's a kind of meditation in that we try to let go of any doing and just come back to our breathing. So you can focus on your breath. You can close your eyes. Just invite every muscle in your body to relax. Let go of all the effort you've just put in. Softening through your belly, through your face, relaxing your eyes so they rest behind the closed lids, relaxing your arms and legs, hands and feet, shoulders and hips. Just allow the chair to be supportive. If your mind is floating around to many thoughts, just give it a focus by paying attention to each breath in and each breath out. Breath in and breath out. And then perhaps take a few deeper breaths and think of sending some fresh energy throughout your body, gently moving or stretching in any way that feels good to you. Little by little, making your way more upright in your chair. So coming to sit tall once again, ankles under the knees, feet are grounded, chest is lifted, shoulders back, and the back of your neck is long, right? So chin is relaxed. And then let's end our practice by chanting the universal sound of Om. So palms coming together at your heart. Take a nice deep breath in. Om. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful week.